Hey guys, my name is Maria. I'm a mom of two boys, and I'm also a domestic violence abuse survivor. And I kind of wanted to share my story a little bit with you. So, about 5 years ago, I met this guy who I thought was fabulous. We immediately, from the first date that we immediately had a really strong connection. Um, we were kind of inseparable from the minute that we met. So, um, it's just one of those things where you click with somebody and you just kind of instantly mesh, and it's kind of really intense and kind of like a whirlwind of emotion, right? You're just like super, you feel really connected to this person. So that's kind of what happened, and we were inseparable. So within a couple of months, as you can imagine, all these emotions are going. Within a few months, we're moved in. Within a few months, we started to kind of get more serious. And by the way, disclaimer, I definitely would never do it again this way. But at the time, it's definitely something that I wish I could redo, but I've definitely learned from it. So anyway, we moved in together. We ended up getting pregnant pretty quickly, and we did have plans to go ahead and marry and all that stuff, but we were just kind of going with it at that time. I wasn't really seeking God in those years of my life. I wasn't really trying to do things the right way. I was just sort of following my emotions and kind of following what felt good to me at the time, which ended up being really toxic. So anyway, if I'm gonna backtrack, so yeah, things were okay in the beginning, and then things quickly started to change. There were no healthy boundaries. There was no sense of respect in the relationship. It was kind of just like a consuming, really intense emotional experience. And there was really nothing healthy about it. There was no foundation. There was no foundation of honesty, foundation of trust, communication. It was kind of all just a little, intense and crazy. But at the time I was pregnant, so I kind of thought, well, I got to make this work now, so I'm going to have this baby. And shortly after that, things kind of took a turn for the worse, and they got extremely abusive. Things got really toxic. I realize now, looking back, that when things started kind of in that intense whirlwind, intoxicating beginning that we had, it just kind of snowballed into this situation where I didn't even realize how much I was compromising my values, how much I was bending at his will, how much I was not respecting myself. It's like all these things started happening, and here I was about a year in, and I was being hit, I was being spit on, I was being kicked, I was being dragged by my hair, and things definitely took a turn for the worst. I know that God was with me every step of the way, but I was just, at that moment, I really wasn't seeking any sort of guidance or any sort of, I wasn't seeking to do things the right way. I thought I knew what was best for me at that time, so lesson learned. But, fast forward, it was a really rough year or two. I had my son, and just giving you guys kind of the shorter version of everything. But finally got a restraining order, finally had enough sense to stick with it this time, because I had gotten several other ones, and I just kept kind of reneging on my statements, because I didn't want him to be in trouble. So my boundaries were not clear at all. I wasn't respecting myself or my own values. And it's so important that we get this, because I missed it and it almost cost me my life. So after I did finally leave, something clicked in him, and he attempted to kill me the next day after I decided to leave for good, in a parking lot. And so he didn't succeed. Thank God I'm still here. I have my boys. They're healthy. They're happy. But one thing that I wish that I would have done better to not end up in that sort of situation is to really pay attention to a person's habits, to really pay attention to and set healthy, clear boundaries, because that's something that I just wasn't doing at that time. And it really cost me. So I know that now, I would never do things in that order again, or in that way, or with that, a person who doesn't respect me. But these are things that happen to us, and we really don't evaluate or have the mental space to evaluate till after, and that's kind of what happens. So definitely demanding respect, setting clear boundaries, whether it's professionally or in an intimate relationship, partnerships, friendships, family, that's always super important. And I know that all of us can probably look back on a time where we have not set clear boundaries, and we wish we could have done things a little bit different. And that's what it's about. It's about learning. It's about growth. And I think that, moving forward, it's always important to listen to somebody's habits, to pay attention to what they actually do and not just what they say they're going to do or what they apologize for. You pay attention more to what their actions say about their behavior. So I hope that that kind of helped somebody. I shortened my story quite a bit. There's much more to dig into and peel the layers back, but I think that was good. And you can, Juanita, you can crop some of this out because I know I'm going over, but anyway, thank you for listening. Bye.